Tell them who we are.
Yeah, we are. We're here again, folks, on the UG TV portion of the Wild Ronnie and Bob show.
Something like that.
Said that right. We want to tell you we appreciate you tuning in, and we got a little video I think we'll show here in a little bit. But I told Ronnie I wanted to run my mouth a little bit as usual regarding the pertaining back to the Newtown massacre up in Connecticut, and just things in general that upset me a little bit, the way people look at things. I heard Rudy or
Giuliani?
Yeah, okay, former mayor of New York City talking today, and he was all for people owning guns, but the kind of guns they could own, and he come out with a number of things that I don't see how anybody who has had positions of responsibility like he has can have a complete misunderstanding of the Constitution of the United States. And he never one time alluded to the fact that the reason the Second Amendment was put in as the Second Amendment to the Constitution, with the First Amendment being freedom of speech being the most important amendment to the Constitution, and the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, being in the second position, is the second most important amendment to the Constitution. Now, why did I like to say this was put in for a specific purpose? And you have to look back at the people who framed our Constitution had just recently come out from under the tyranny of the British Empire. They had just come out from under exorbitant taxes. More or less the entire wealth of these colonies were owned by the British Crown. And they were very, very aware of what government power can do to injure the people, and that it can do very little to benefit the people. So when they put the Second Amendment where they put it in the Constitution, they said very plainly that the right to bear arms shall not be infringed upon. Now, if we believe they meant what they said, then we have strayed very, very far from the concept and the idea of the Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. I have not strayed a bit. I believe the Constitution and the Second Amendment is exactly what it says it is. That the right to bear arms was put in there primarily to protect the citizens against the tyranny of the government. Not a foreign government, not an invading army, not even these hordes of people that are coming up here across the border on the south. But the Second Amendment was put there to protect ourselves against the excesses and the unrestrained use of force by the government on its own people. And the right to bear arms shall not be infringed upon in any way. Now, if you believe that, as I do, then I believe once you are a legal citizen, age-wise, of the United States of America, that you've got the right to bear arms of any nature that you want to. I see nothing wrong if a man has the money from the Parker Sherman tank right in his front yard and have the guns that can be used, or to purchase, if he's wealthy enough to have his own fighter plane or his own helicopter. I think the right.
Did you say fire department?
Sorry?
Did you say fire department?
No, not fire department.
What'd you say?
If he's got his own airport.
Oh, okay.
or something of that nature. In other words, as weapons have advanced, we're not limited to carrying flintlock rifles as what they had back when the Constitution was written.
Well, Bob, the thing about it is, people have been educated and brainwashed to the point that they actually don't realize that it's not about hunting. If their original intention was to protect the citizens from the government. But most people don't realize that. They're not taught that. It's not discussed.
I know that. They have no idea. They're not even being taught that right now here in Campbell County schools. And you know, we have no we don't have any way to check up to see what's being taught in these classrooms. And I think we ought to do that. I think there should be a frank and honest discussion of what the Constitution is and how it applies to us today. As far as the Second Amendment goes, I really feel that if everybody in that school that was of legal age had a gun, that it would never have happened. Now, you put an officer in there, one officer at a school with one gun, well, he could be taken right out.
What we need is some undercover agents. We need some undercover agents.
Right, well, no, we need some undercover.
You know what they do? You know what the teachers in Israel do?
What?
Carry a gun.
Teachers?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm getting to. If everybody that was employed by that school, from janitor to the teacher, to the teacher's aide, to the clerical help, every one of them should have been required to carry a gun.
But let me tell you something, Bob. You're just wasting your breath.
Well, I understand
It ain't going to happen.
But I intend to waste them, you know, because I got plenty of them.
Breaths?
Huh?
Breaths?
What? Plenty of bullets.
Oh, I said wasting breath.
Oh, no. I have plenty of breath, too.
Okay.
My lungs are good, and I can talk and talk and talk.
I've noticed that.
But now, when you get to the point of having guns, I think the onus is on the government to prove that you shouldn't have one. I don't think you ought to have a license. What was it? Rudy was saying today, he says, well, now you even required to have a license to buy a car. How ignorant is he? Anybody can buy an automobile that does not have a license. You don't have to put a license on an automobile.
You know it. And you also don't have a constitutional right to own one.
There is no constitutional provisions for owning an automobile. I just wonder sometimes, how do these guys who occupy such important...
They don't have to believe it. They don't have to understand it. All they have to do is convince you they know what they're talking about.
Right, well, they don't.
Well, they did enough to get elected.
They absolutely do not know.
You don't vote in New York
about.
City.
Pardon?
You don't vote in New York City. He don't have to convince you.
Well, I understand that, but he's invading my ear space when he comes on television, and I'm not in New York City.
Well, I hope we're invading his tonight.
Right.
We're going to need to send him a card so he'll have our web address.
Right. I think, and the idea you come up with today that, you know, this would really be a boon to the economy.
Yeah, I'd buy stock in Smith & Wesson.
Right. But if you make everybody that is competent and not mentally ill require that they own a gun and that they learn how to shoot it.
They do that in Switzerland.
Hmm?
They do that in Switzerland.
Do they?
Also, they should force everybody who is for gun control to post a sign in their yard that they don't have any guns.
Right. I think that'd be a good. Well, I think these guys that go around and talk for gun control, I think somebody ought to go post a sign in their yard.
Well, it has happened. I saw a thing on the internet thing where this guy was mad at his neighbor, and he put up a sign, "My neighbor next door is anti-gun, and he has no guns in his house."
Right.
Oh well.
I guess he got robbed.
I don't know whether he did or not.
Well, I can assure you that there's no greater deterrent to crime than an armed population.
By the way, everybody, we're going to have later in the show, when Bob gets done solving the world's problems, we're going to have a couple of 3 little specials, 2 Christmas specials involved. I believe you'll like the 2 Christmas things we've got. In fact, I'll run one of them in just a minute when Bob decides to get his breath.
Well, I'm just about to.
Well, now, you don't have to quit. I'm just going to run one. And then you can talk some more.
All right.
Hang on, folks. We got a commercial, and then we got a little short thing, and you'll really like this, I believe. Just hang on. Made out with my rubber fish. I've had rubber donuts. They're bagels. Do you reckon Napa sells boat anchors?
I'll guarantee you could have me one here by lunch.
I could order one, couldn't I? I could get one V8 boat anchor. They sell everything else. Up there across from IGA, they sell all sorts of car and machinery parts. They got tractor parts and boat parts. And I'm sure you could probably get a boat anchor up there if you wanted to wait on it. They'll have it in the morning at opening time.
Right.
Now, I ain't recommending them for boat anchors, but I recommend them for anything automotive and almost anything mechanical.
Right, and if they got boat anchors, I'll guarantee you that they're built to sink.
562-9406, you want to call and order you a boat anchor.
Right. Whatever you need.
Tell them Bob recommended them.
Southern Distributor for boat anchors.
Yeah, well, they may have the market cornered on boat anchors. What kind of an anchor are you using, mud, anyway?
And what?
Mud?
Let's just make this quick, okay?
what's going on there on the last. I'm sorry. But we got a caller called to tell us what. Well, thank you, sir. Merry Christmas to you. Be sure to stay tuned. We got Rudolph coming up last.
Yeah, got Rudolph.
Saw me where? Oh, Akbar. Yeah, old Akbar.
Right.
Well, just tell him there ain't a thing to that. Just get back on his flying carpet.
Right.
Whatever. I said, well, that's your problem, buddy. I told him, I said, Bob might have what you need up there. I said, if he don't got it, Ronnie does.
I appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
See ya.
Folks, I don't know what happened there on the end. It played good before. I reckon I had to convert it from one type file to another, and evidently it got messed up somewhere in the translation.
Twitch in between is what it got.
But you can search that. I borrowed it from YouTube. You can pick it up there. It's a pretty good little flick, sent to me by somebody who thought this show needed a little more class, so I put it on there. And we'll have something else coming along pretty soon. But Bob here wants to tell you something.
What I want to tell him?
I don't know. You wasn't
I
done
think
talking,
for
was you?
Christmas you need to go out and buy you a gun.
Yep, buy me one too.
And I think you need to worry about protecting your Second Amendment rights, because once they, once they make everybody start licensing guns, then they make everybody register guns, and registration is the first step before confiscation. They're going to confiscate all your guns one of these days, probably not in my lifetime, but one of these days they're going to try to confiscate all of your guns, because one thing the government cannot do is if they get too overbearing and start setting on the people too hard, then you've always got that recourse to go back against them. And even our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence states that we not only have the right to do that, but that we have an obligation to.
So what else is going on with Bobby T?
I don't know. It's a beautiful day. A lot of people out. Just appreciate those that come by the store. I've had some pretty good shopping days here the past 2 or 3 days. I really appreciate that. Look forward to seeing all of you out during Christmas. I especially appreciate all that good eating that I got today. And,
You mean that cake and stuff? We don't know where you got it?
I'm not going to tell anybody where I got it. Everybody else wants some.
We don't know where it come from, but we sure do appreciate it.
Yeah, I know where it come from, but I ain't going to tell nobody because everybody else wants some. I might say, I think Art, maybe his daughter has us on the internet, and we want to say, tell Art Green I appreciate that computer desk I got off of him, and we look to see him, between now and Christmas time, and if we don't, we want to wish Art and his family a very, very Merry Christmas.
Well, let's see.
And I'm going to tell you something else.
Okay, tell
I
us.
went down to JR's place today, truck parts.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's a good feller.
Yeah, he is. I was looking for something that I went to AutoZone and Advance Store and went to Mine Supply.
But you didn't go to Napa.
Well, no, I did go up to Napa on this because I wasn't in that direction. I just happened to stop in. What I needed was 2 or 3 wheel weights.
Yeah.
For tires.
Yeah.
And nobody was scared. I don't know what Napa's coming out. I'm going to find out tomorrow. I'm sure you can order me some. I need a big box. But didn't have any wheel weights. I went to, 2 or 3 places down this way. Came back by. I said, well, something. I said, I bet you JR's got some wheel weights. He gave me a whole handful of them and would not charge me for them.
I used to have a 5-gallon bucket full of them.
I must have had 200 or 300 pounds out there that the city carried off.
No, they didn't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry, but they didn't do that.
No, don't accuse them of that, because I was assured by somebody of authority that they didn't do that.
Right, they didn't do that. They didn't push all that stuff over the bank either, did
No,
they?
they didn't.
They didn't do that. It's just
No.
like Obama said, you didn't do that.
I was assured by somebody who wasn't here
Right.
and intentionally hid out that
Right.
didn't happen.
Well, that's the way it goes, you know.
Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you one thing though. Rainbow does not have that $2.99 breakfast special this month. I think it's $3.29 or something. And that, I mean, buddy, you can't buy 2 eggs and biscuits or toast and eggs, two eggs, bacon or
jelly and butter.
Yeah, you just get a whole truckload of stuff. And I don't know how they do it for $3.29 or whatever it is, but I want you to know that they still got the 99-cent bologna biscuit. Well, you can just look at it any way you want to. Rainbow's got the best deal in town on breakfast. They got good help, and I like to eat down there. They've been advertising us for a long time, and the food's still good. So I recommend everybody go down there and check it out. They're right above the speed hump, dips there on the 4-lane, waiting on you every morning. I don't think they take off any day, but maybe Christmas. They work early and stay late. Try 'em. Well, I like Rainbow Restaurant stuff.
They tell you just can't beat it.
That's what they say.
I can say, you know, what I heard a while ago, but you let Obama just try to tell Rainbow that they didn't make them biscuits.
Well, anything else going on that you know of? How's the tire business?
Really.
How's the tire business?
Tire business pretty good. Yeah, folks, we got good prices on tires.
Do you
We
fix?
got speed balancing. We got regular bubble balancing.
Do you fix flats?
Sure do.
Well, I've got one out there.
Have you?
Yeah, you can fix it.
Out here in the yard now?
Yeah, I pumped it up twice today. I'll get back down here and let you fix it tomorrow.
Right, okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Your man be up there tomorrow?
Plugs and patches. And,
I figure I've got a tack in it. I don't know.
huh?
I guess I've got a tack in it. Probably coming up Bob's.
Probably.
Good possibility. What about, what are you going to do for Christmas? You going to stick around here or you going to leave?
I'm probably going to be here through Christmas, I'm pretty sure. And then I've got maybe have to make a little trip down to North Carolina.
How many young'uns you got in North Carolina? 4? 3?
I have 3.
Well, you could eat 3 places and come home fat.
I've got, I have 7 grandchildren. 8, let's see,
Well, you
7,
probably eat some of them places too, couldn't you?
5, let's see, 2, 5. Yeah, I got 7 grandchildren. And, no, I have 8 grandchildren.
Well, you've lost one.
I have 8.
Don't take them all somewhere and forget to bring one
My daughter
home.
Terry has 2 boys. My daughter Cynthia has 2 girls. That's 4. My daughter Myra has 2 boys. That's 6. And then Tal, my boy, had 1 daughter. That makes 7. So we got 7. Yeah.
Well, you miscounted there. You said you had 8 a minute
I
ago.
counted one of them twice. He gave one of them was born with 2 heads, you know.
He's an Andrews then. They was both bald, wasn't he?
He was a typical Andrew.
Was they both bald-headed?
No, all of them got hair, but every one of them, you know, my daughter Amanda up here, all 7 of them look alike.
We've got a live show every Saturday night right here on UGG TV, 7 o'clock from down at the country time, and it's a pretty good show. Even if I do have something to do with bringing it to you, I don't do any of the music. They're good at that. And looks like we might be going to start broadcasting on Thursday nights from down at the Senior Citizens.
What did they want us up yonder? Friday night?
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. Thursday night more than likely we'll be having a broadcast presentation from the senior citizens.
So if you don't want to be seen on television, don't come.
But if you want to be seen on television,
And you
do
got
come.
friends that want to be seen on
Right.
television, bring them too. I'm not promising we'll get it set up. We've been asked to do it, and we'll check it out tomorrow. And if we can, we'll do it this Thursday night. We'll still be on Saturday night from country time, though, if they don't run us off. Ain't that right, Bob?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. And no telling what else we might have in between sometime.
Yeah, might do that. Some of that in-between stuff.
Right. If they would ever close the dam over on Doris Lake, we could actually film the lake rising.
Well, it's pretty much set and level right now. Let's see if it's changed any lately. It is supposed to go down another 4/10 of a foot over the next 2 days. 4, 12, 4, that's about 4.5 inches. And also, let's see how it's been doing. It's at 996 right now. It started back up. It was down as low as about 995 almost. It's up to 996 and started back down again. But now in 2007, which is the most recent time when we have had low water, it was 10 foot lower than it is now this time of the year.
Really?
Yeah, it was at, it bottomed out at 985 in 2007, and it got there right at the first week of November. Well, yeah, November the 3rd, 2007, it was at 985, and the lowest it's got this year was December the 9th, it was down to 995. That's 10 foot. I know everybody's out there just taking notes and just trying to remember all this, but you don't have to. You go to elephanticnews.com, go to the information page, and click on the TVA information thing there. There's 2 different places. I just went to both of them and gave you this detailed information. You can do that anytime you want to. See if your houseboat's going to dry dock itself or whatever you want to do.
Right. Now's the time to go fishing.
I highly recommend buying lake property when it's down low.
Right.
That way you'll know. Yeah, you'll know whether you got any water then.
Well, you got more property then.
Well, I don't believe they sell it that way, but it'd be nice if they did. They used to sell that there oceanfront property and then go haul some sand in and sell some more, didn't they?
Right, yeah, yeah.
I guess you was probably in on that over in North Carolina, wasn't you?
Yeah, they extended the beach, you know. But actually what they did where my property was located, they extended the beach with sand dunes to protect the first row of houses. They didn't add any more up front.
Well, they've got the Outer Banks up through there too. That helps a whole lot.
Yeah, well now of course the Outer Banks don't come down as far as my property. You know, they end there somewhere about Cape Hatteras, and I'm on the round a little bit from Cape Hatteras, not too far.
Well, you're not too far from South Carolina then, are you?
Well, no, I'm right up on South Line, 42 miles from Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you and me's going to go exploring?
Huh?
Is that where you and me going to go exploring?
Yeah, we're going to go exploring down there. I think it's good exploring to go up Lockwood Folly River. You go way on back up in there, and that's some wild and woolly country up in there.
It's wild and woolly around here sometimes.
And you can go down the inland waterway from Oak Hall Island, and you go down the inland waterway, and it's 42 miles by inland waterway down to Myrtle Beach. It's about 66 miles if you have to go around the swamp. That's pretty country down there. I understand fishing bite pretty good right now in the inland waterway.
Well, they always biting where I ain't.
Yeah, when I get down there, they were moved up to Norris Lake. Well, we should have had that water level report before we made our odyssey down the Clinch River.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Bob took me on a little adventure one time down on the river and found out a boat wouldn't.
I was taken on a.
Found out a boat wouldn't float without water. I like froze to death getting back to the bank. Boy, it's cold. That water was ice cold. Of course, it wasn't but knee deep. That's a good thing.
That's about like that woman there at the flood in New Orleans, sitting there in that rowboat.
Yeah.
Walks around behind her.
Well, sometimes you have to stage these shows a little more forethought.
Right.
I mean, everybody don't rehearse like we do.
So I know, and they don't have everything choreographed.
No, choreographed.
Yeah.
We have everything here goes. I mean, it just fits together just a certain way. I mean, just well planned and thought out.
I wore out a gun practicing dropping it.
Yeah, we planned that. I mean, we rehearsed that till you broke your gun, didn't we? You know, there ain't nothing to that rumor about Santa Claus.
What's that?
They said that Santa Claus wouldn't come this year. Somebody shot his Rudolph, but there ain't nothing to it. Rudolph's just fine.
Right. Well, you ain't never tell.
Rudolph's fine, and we're going to prove it here in a few minutes.
Okay, we're going to have a ho, ho, ho.
Let's see. Let me do another commercial. Bear with us, folks. It's not long, and it's entertaining, too. And we'll be back, and we'll show you a Rudolph flick right shortly.
We appreciate the opportunity to serve each and every one of our patients. And we have some people that won't call anyone but us. If they ever call us once, they'll call again. But we love each and every one of our patients, and they seem to reciprocate and love us as well.
What number was that?
That was Vital Care.
How come you know their number?
Well, I had to use it.
They've got the antidote for rotten tomatoes, don't they?
Isn't that right? They got one of them ventilators if I needed.
Yeah, they're the only service in this county that's got an onboard ventilator if you need ventilator.
Mobile ventilator, yeah.
I mean, they're high tech. Did you hear about Knox County signing their new contract with Rural Metro?
I heard they did. That's about all I heard.
Well, you know how much money that it costs the county of Knox County to provide ambulance service?
How much?
Nothing.
Really?
Really. Rural Metro is they got the contract, but they don't get paid more than they make. I don't know why we can't think something like that in Campbell County.
Yeah, what will you do with all them supervisors and directors of the ambulance?
Well, you have got a point there. I'd say all of the technicians, the people could keep their job, but you probably wouldn't need as many administrators. So I guess that we better just hang on to that to have all these unemployment.
Do that. Be too many. Probably save us $500,000 a year.
Yeah, we have an unemployment crisis, sir. If we was to lay off all them.
We'd have to open up a training center for displaced directors and supervisors.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know we would. I know we would.
Yeah.
Some of them already got 2 or 3 jobs anyway.
I know that. I mean, really, no more than we're able to pay. Not able to pay our director, but about $72,000 a year. So he's had to moonlight, and in order to make a living. And but yeah, do you know how much it costs Campbell County to get service from VitaCare?
How much?
Costs Campbell County anything.
Well, how can they get by on that?
Well, I just don't. I've wondered that myself. They don't even have to have any tax money. They didn't have to have any incubation to get started, and they did not have to have any grants or money.
That's right. He told us he didn't get incubated, didn't he?
No, he didn't get incubated. And which is very, very, very unusual. Boy, everybody ought to get incubated.
Yeah, I guess that'd be all right. Sorry, folks, that I keep doing this. I carry on a kind of a conversation here with the viewers, and sometimes they tell me that my slips are showing or something, and I know in advance to change stuff. Like maybe.
Now, I want to tell you while you're on TV, I want you to be a little bit more careful about crossing your legs.
Well, you see there, I've not got any legs in this screen.
Yeah, but I have to watch you.
Well, I know one thing. Whenever you wear them shorts in the summertime, I back off so you can tempt all them viewers.
Oh, folks, oh, Dave, we enjoy coming to you on these nights that we're here on UG TV, or whether we're on Channel 12, La Folly. We really enjoy coming to you, and we'd like for you folks to give us a little more input. I mean, don't take
If
your
you've
word
got,
out.
if you've got,
we'd be glad to put you on.
if you've got some events that you would like us to cover, if it's something that would be interesting to enough people, we'd be interested in maybe doing a rebroadcast or a live coverage or something. Now, I mean, we'll even do we'll broadcast your family reunion.
That's just what I was
but we won't do it for free because ain't nobody else interested in your family like you are. But you can have your friends and family that can't get there, that are in another state or something, they can join in.
We can run it at a later date,
Yep.
and yeah, that'd be great, because you have some good family reunions going on.
I'd love to do that. Some of them are worthy of news coverage, too.
Right.
I'm gonna, now, if you got any young'uns that would like to watch the old original Rudolph cartoon, holler for them. I'm gonna run a commercial while I'm getting this other ready, and then Rudolph's coming on. So.
I thought somebody shot Rudolph.
Well, no. Well, that wasn't right. They didn't shoot Santa's Rudolph.
No.
He's still okay. Now, here's a fella in the middle of the road that might. You'll just have to watch. I'm going to tell you what we're doing. We're sitting right here watching a Mr. Heater run out of gas because I didn't have another tank to fill up, and that one may quit before the show's over, in which case Bob and I will be carrying on by himself.
No, I'm going to put my members-only jacket on that I bought at the Starvation Army.
I got that there Wilson gas over here on the side, and you need some of that because At 562-5444, right in the middle of the road in Sawmill Holler, that'll keep you warm
I did
tonight.
talk to him today.
You did?
Yeah.
I bet you
I
did.
told
How
him
long?
If he didn't get a move on my heaters, I was going to bring him a dose of X-Lax.
How long did you talk to him today?
3 days.
Digger's a good man. Down there in the middle of the road in Sawmill Holler, I highly recommend his services. Even
Good
more so.
propane, good service.
You recall the most famous reindeer of all. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glowed. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
'Twas the day before Christmas, and all through the hills the reindeer were playing, enjoying the spills of skating and coasting and climbing the willows and hopscotch and leapfrog, protected pillows.
Look, fellas, it's Rudolph. His nose is a sight. It's red as a beet. Twice as big and twice as bright. Looky, looky, I'm Rudolph.
Poor Rudolph. Where most reindeers' noses are brownish and tiny, Rudolph's was red, very large, and quite shiny.
Rudolph! Go on home, Red Nose. Your mama's calling you.
Come, come, Rudolph. Tonight you hang up your stocking.
His nose is a sight. It's red as a beet.
Christmas Eve flight, good old
This fog will be hard to get through. Quick, get hitched in a hurry. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donna, Blitzer.
foggy, the night dark and drear when Santa arrived at the home of the deer. But all this took time and filled Santa with gloom, while slowly he groped toward the next reindeer's room. The lamp wasn't burning. The glow came instead from Rudolph's red nose at the head of the bed. And then came the greatest idea in all history. So Rudolph is told of the dark and delay, the problem.
I need you tonight to lead all my deer on the rest of our flight.
Dear Mommy and Daddy, I have gone to help Santa. Don't worry. Rudolph, that's me.
Hurry, Rudolph. It's very dark here.
Flew quickly the rest of the night. So fast that before it was day, the very last present was given away.
Hear ye, a message from Rudolph.
Yes, they'd found Rudolph's message. It's all over town.
Hear ye, Rudolph at the stadium. Come on, come on.
Bad deer who used to do nothing but tease him, well, now they'd do anything only to please him.
Rudolph, my boy, they'll envy you now, far and near. For no greater honor can come to a deer than riding with Santa and guiding my sleigh. The #1 job on the #1 day. I hope you'll continue to keep us from grief. I hereby appoint you Commander-in-Chief.
And Rudolph just blushed from his head to his toes until his whole fur was as red as his nose.
Merry Christmas to all. And to all a good night.
Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed
Tell them real quick about Dixie Concrete and how they've got all sorts of concrete
The
products.
older they get, the better they look.
The older they get, the harder concrete
Did
is.
you know that contract will continue to harden for up to 50 years after they pour it?
One of the few things that's harder at 50 than it was at 30.
Yeah, I can tell you. Now I'm talking about contract.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Talking about concrete.
Yeah.
It does. You can pour it in water, you can pour a slab, or you can make your retaining wall, or use it in your bricks, that sort of thing. It will continue to harden for 50 years. And that's Dixie Concrete. That's true of the septic tanks.
And remain hard for several more years.
Yeah, oh yeah, but they don't just quit there, you know. In fact, it's kind of like your those winged insects that remain dormant for so long and then come a flying out every 17 years, 14 years, whenever it is, you know.
Dixie Concrete, they've got septic systems. Well, folks, that's most of our Christmas show from UGG TV for this Christmas show for this year, for this week. We'll be on tomorrow night and Channel 12 and also back here at 8 o'clock. You can catch us live up at the Country Time Drinks place. It's a family operation downtown. We'll be there Saturday night 7 to 8. It will be broadcast live here on UGTV. And there's a good possibility that we'll have another show, live show Thursday night from the senior citizens place. Don't know exactly on that. If not this week, then maybe next week. But good possibility we'll do it this week. So Merry Christmas to all. I've got another little show I'm gonna let run here. It's pretty interesting. It's about the national parks in the United States, and I think you'll like it. But I'm done for tonight. I'm gonna let this thing run, and I hope you like it. If you decide to stay tuned, it's right interesting. See you, everybody.